Hello, adoption friends. My name is Mary Beth Leisen, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story today and a little bit about how the Adoption Collective came to be. Um, Probably doesn't come as a surprise. I'm adopted. Ta-da. I was adopted at birth in a closed adoption, and I have an older brother and a younger brother who were both also adopted at birth in closed adoptions. So we grew up together in Iowa, Peter, Paul, and Mary, true story. And to say that adoption has been a huge part of my life and my identity and challenges would kind of be an understatement. So I always knew I was adopted. I don't remember not knowing. Kind of my first memory was going to get my little brother Peter at the baby store. For me, that's kind of what the adoption agency was. We got in the car one day and we went and we picked him up and brought him home. So it's always been something that's been with me and throughout life, affecting me in lots of the ways, a lot of themes. If you've read anything about adoption or know somebody who is, you probably heard these things. Just that feeling of, gosh, why wasn't I good enough? Why didn't my parents want to keep me? What was so wrong with me? There must be something wrong with me. It must be me. All those things that little kids think that then we carry into adulthood. It was really hard. I was a really thoughtful kid. I thought a lot about that. And I worried that my parents were going to give me away. If I did something really bad, my older brother tended toward going to really doing everything right and being a really good kid and taking that route. Whereas my younger brother went the screw it all and I'm going to just do what I can. And I kind of went between the two. I would do the really good kid thing. And then sometimes I just get really frustrated, really mad and act out and kind of think, oh, is this the time that my parents are going to realize that I'm too much and not good enough and they're going to give me away like my first parents did. So, I carried a lot of that through life. I'll talk a little bit more about that, throughout some of these other videos. I won't tell the whole story now. I'm old. but where it led me was I got a PhD in psychology. Right after I finished my undergraduate, I took a little bit of time off in between. I've always loved working with people. I've always felt like that was really important. I worked with a lot of adoptees at that time in various capacities. And then I left that, again, long story, and I worked in global brand strategy for about a decade and worked there. And I really wanted to come back towards something with psychology, but I wasn't sure what. So I worked in coaching and leadership development. So I did some executive coaching, personal coaching, and really working with leaders, teaching classes and doing retreats, doing workshops, and coaching with them, as well as with individuals who just really wanted to look at what they were doing with their personal life. Throughout all of that time, I had a yearning desire to work with adoptees, but shock, never felt like I was good enough or I had something to offer or that I could get it right. It's like, man, those not good enough show up all the time, even when you're aware of them, and can have a big impact. And so I kept, holding on to that and thinking about it and what can I do? And about a year ago, after a conversation with an adoptive mom, who was talking to me about some of the challenges that she and her adoptive daughter have had and kind of coming together and moving apart and coming back together. I came to a place in discussions with some friends and other people that there's really something powerful in the methodology of a circle. Sometimes they call them healing circles. Sometimes they call them wisdom circles. They show up in lots of ways, but they really create a space where people can come together and no one's trying to fix anybody. No one's broken, so you don't need fixing. And I think that's a really important place of philosophy that I stand and I hold on to. And sometimes I forget it and I go back into like, what's wrong with me and it's bad. And then I go, wait, let me come back to this spiritual practice of going, no, we can hold everybody in their higher selves. We can hold everybody in who they truly are. And we're not broken and we're not damaged goods. Like all that stuff is just crap that's out there. But unfortunately, I think as adoptees, we've been wearing that crap our whole life. And so we don't recognize that we are. It's a rare fish that knows it's wet, as the saying goes. But what I love about the circle methodology is we just come together and through a series of reflection and prompting a question, we allow each other to speak and we hold them in a space where they're seen and heard. And I think for adoptees and for adoptive parents and for birth parents, that is huge. It's huge to be able to just settle in and really spend some time thinking about it. So that led me to form the Adoption Collective. As I started to look at that methodology and the power of it, it really, really resonated with me. I'd participated in some circles and I could feel that. They weren't adoption related, but somehow I just really knew that would be valuable for this group as a place to really belong and feel connected and experience that sense of wholeness. So here we are. I've developed the Adoption Collective. You could read more about it on my website and play around there. But I'd really invite you, if you're anybody who's on the adoption constellation, to get in touch and reach out. I want to hold more circles. I have lots of things that I've done with other populations. I'm a mindfulness teacher. A lot of those kinds of things come in as well. I think there's some real beauty in doing self-compassion specifically with adoptees, adoptive parents, birth parents. So that's just a little bit about me and what I'm doing. I've been holding some of these circles. It's been the reward of my life, quite honestly. I get so much from it every time I'm in one. So it would be my dream to be doing them, many of them a week. I mean, that would be amazing for me. So and I hope it is for everybody else. I've gotten incredible feedback that it is. So fingers crossed that there's a way that we can all come together. So for me, the Adoption Collection is really about a place that we come together for connection, belonging, and wholeness. And we do it together. So come for a circle, come for coaching, come for a workshop, or just stay in touch and see where this goes. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a great day, and I'll look forward to our being together again. If you like this, I don't know, there's all those social media things you're supposed to do, like click like, subscribe. I don't know, do a bunch of that magical social media stuff with this. But most of all, just if you come to the site and, just drop on the contact form your email information, we'll stay in touch. I'm not going to overwhelm your inbox. I hate that. So I won't be doing that a lot. But as circles come up or other things, you'll be welcome there. And I also just welcome you to sign up there and we can have a 20-minute conversation. That would be great too. So thank you very much, friends, and we will see you soon. Bye.